keep saying 8mm. That's a different movie.
Yeah, that's the Nicolas Cage movie.
That's creepy.
Um,
Brian De Palma.
Brian De Palma, he did. What's that one with? Relax, don't do it. I'm trying to remember the name of these movies. They're escaping. Body Double. Gosh, that was probably one of his worst films. Actually, I went to a screening with Brian De Palma. I mean, I didn't go with him, but he was like 2 rows in front of me because of an early screening for Body Double up in San Francisco or San Jose, something like that. Face Off, that's one. Zoolander.
Really?
Brian De Palma didn't do Zoolander, did he? Get out of here.
I don't know. I liked Face Off, but in retrospect, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of Travolta, but that's part of the problem.
Wait, didn't we already settle that Face Off was a what is it?
Masterpiece.
No, the guy from whatever, the Asian cinema dude.
John Woo.
John Woo, yeah. Didn't we already settle that that's the John Woo film?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm my favorite.
Let's see, De Palma did Carrie?
Really?
Yeah. No,
Who did
maybe he's listed as no, it says filmography. Okay, 43 credits.
Closing?
Who did what's his name? The Shining.
Oh, that's Kubrick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I say about Kubrick is, like he picks these, like every shot, especially in The Shining, every shot is a photo. He was a photographer, so he's all about composition, balance. There's a really quick, I don't know, it's like a 1 minute, 2 minute clip on Kubrick on YouTube. You could just type in Stanley Kubrick perspective, and it sets everything up into like a 1 point perspective grid. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But it shows a lot of, like the power of, just these straight on symmetrical, for the most part, symmetrical shots and what he was doing. But what I say about Kubrick is, yeah, every shot was beautiful, but like the subject matter is really, I mean, other than like The Shining, it's not what it's not commercial. It's not, Spielberg was doing it right.
Yeah.
Spielberg did, with Raiders and again, all his early films, he was doing it right.
Jaws.
Kubrick was just giving you really pretty pictures of non-commercial, more or less, material. 2001, that I don't know if I'd say that was commercial, but it looked great, and the music was really good. It was really interesting to watch, but a bit of a bore. So,
Did you watch? I don't know who directed it. Did you watch Valerian at all?
I don't think so. I know it's got that weird-looking girl from Suicide Squad in it, right? The witch, whatever
Yes,
she was.
that is correct.
The chick with the eyebrows.
Hey,
What do
John,
you think of it?
what do you think? Look at the screen.
Oh, well, give me the 15-second delay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jawbreakers. Yeah, that looks cool. What are you doing that for?
It was from the Jawbreakers Drawn Quarter. I just finished it.
Oh. Wait, who's the chick?
That's Silkworm's daughter,
Somebody said Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
Oh, that was the director, right?
Yeah, that's
didn't
good, Mike.
didn't he do? Did he do the Big Blue?
I liked Valerian. Jiminy Cricket doesn't like it. I liked it.
I didn't like it.
It took a while to get into it though, and it's another one of those ones I was telling you. It's like first I was like, this is trash, and the more I watched it, the more like, I guess if I started to understand the language, that it does feel, because it really does feel like a Moebius story. Which
Now, that guy did Fifth Element too, right? The guy that did Valerian. Wasn't that his kind of big comeback to sci-fi?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
I
which
love
was
that film.
that was very Moebius. What's his name? His real name? I can't. You know what I'm talking about, right, John?
Yeah, Mobius.
The professional is Luc Besson.
Oh, and this is Fifth Element. Oh, that same guy, Luc Besson, or whatever, did The Professional.
Luke.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Luke. He's
Yeah.
French, you know. He's Luke.
Ugh. That's
Luke
terrible.
That's
Besson.
weird. I saw that
Come on,
too.
say it, John. Luc Besson.
Luke. Luke.
Luke.
Luck.
Luc. Luc
Isn't that? Yeah, it's
Besson.
just L-U-C.
Think like Ryuk, right? From Death Note. Ryuk.
Yeah, Death Note. Yeah.
It's like
yeah,
that.
Put that guy in the
Luke.
trebuchet.
Luke.
Frenchie. But yeah, I did. I did The Professional. That was a really good movie.
Oh, I love The Professional. I so want to do a Professional Part 2 where what's her face comes back as an assassin.
Oh, God, what's her name?
Natalie Portman's character.
Yeah, Natalie Portman. Yeah.
I was even working on a movie poster like that. That was rad.
Yeah, she could do it. That'd be interesting too if she did it when she gets all
Matilda.
old too, man. Because she could be the old, almost ready to retire assassin, just like he was.
Yeah. Well, he
And then
wasn't
you
ready to
kinda catch-
retire.
Oh, wasn't he? What I thought that
No,
was
man,
it. Was
he was like-
he was looking to get out at that point?
No,
No.
no. She just
Hmm.
bumbled into his life.
Oh. What was with the wasn't there something going on with him talking to somebody that was holding onto his money for him, like doing his accounting and
Yeah.
that
That
didn't add
was,
up to anything?
This is non. Can't remember the actor's name. But yeah, he held on to all of his money. So, but then all that money was supposed to go to Natalie Portman, Matilda. Matilda, the
Hey,
professional.
what is that guy's name?
Danny
I know.
Aiello.
What's that?
Danny Aiello.
Yeah. I forgot he was in there. Yep, Danny Aiello.
Wasn't he also in Godzilla?
Danny Aiello?
Yeah.
Let me
Look,
check.
John, I finished it.
Wait, hold on.
Except I was kind of thinking about maybe doing some dark stuff in the background. I'm not sure if I want to. Probably should.
Just put a big black circle, like a Rockwell poster.
Like Anna, that Star Wars girl. That's her go-to is a big circle in the background.
Yeah, it's a great graphic device for framing things.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
I know why you don't want to do it, because there's nothing else to it but a black circle or black shape. But
Yeah, it's a nice graphic.
Actually, what might be good is doing the white circle and then do black around that.
no, because
It
I
could
could
be a moon at that
Yeah.
point.
I know. That's kind of
Yeah.
my thing.
I guess it could.
And then you can work it down with it's all being mist on the ground, so you fade it all out to white. You like doing all that rendering. Mike.
Oh, yeah, Last Crusader, do Poison Ivy leaf. Yeah, just fill the backgrounds up with a bunch of tiny leaves. That'll take no time at all.
You were just talking about giving your eyes a chance to breathe.
Kentron, hold on, I just lost it for a second. Oh, Kentron Yad says, how about a huge log? That's a knock on me for my
Yeah.
huge log.
Yeah.
Or, interesting you bring that up. Maybe it's a tree behind it, or
Well, that's a log. That's
Just
a
a-
log, Elliot.
like a weeping willow.
Yeah. That
When
sounds like
you
fun.
do that kind of stuff, I like it, but I think you could really benefit from having that a contrast of the detail in the foreground and then the cool big shapes in the background.
Yeah.
But who am I? Nobody. Just
Who
I
are
have,
you?
I have 13 cards done, and about, maybe 3 of them are not necessarily keepers.
Well, whoever gets them will keep them.
How's everybody else doing? Mike, you're done with your cards, right?
Yeah, I'm done. Eden hasn't started hers yet.
Yeah, but I don't want an eyesore going on the internet, being like, this is John's. So yeah, I'm probably gonna chuck out 3 of these so far. I'll probably end up doing around 30 just to get my 25. But I want them to look really good. Like I think the Evangelion one turned out pretty good.
yeah, I haven't received the card yet.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Vailnid posted a screen cap of me ripping my toenail off.
Oh, gross.
Gross. Did you
Hor-
do that or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrifying.
All right, do a screen share. Do a screen share, Mike, so I can see it.
We already saw this. Let me see.
Oh, wait till you see it. That's even
Oh
terrible.
wait, no.
Mortal V said Kyung. Oh no, he's talking to Kyung. I thought he was saying Kyung. Oh, John showed up his anime posters for a bit earlier. Yeah. Yeah. I got Death Note,
There you go, John.
Evangelion, Attack on Titan. But I also really like Ninja Scroll.
Oh yeah.
Mike, why are you sharing the Google Hangout? Are you trying to get your channel struck down?
No, there's nothing on it.
No, the link is on it. That's how Antonio Bryce got that guy who jumped in and bumped everybody. And then put in adult content and got his channel struck. By showing that link.
Whatever. I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon, anyways.
Well, you know what they did? They went in.
I'm showing you the toenail, man.
Oh.
I barely see it.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
see a thumb and what looks like a toenail.
Yeah, it's me ripping off my toenail.
Oh, that's gross. Mike, are you planning up for your foot crowd here?
No, it's just I bumped my foot earlier today, and then you know how you hurt yourself and you don't really realize that you hurt yourself, and then at some point you bump up what you hurt against something. Well, I was here and my toenail caught the carpet, and I'm like, what the heck? And so I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I stubbed my toe, and then
And he said, "Let me show you." Well,
let me
what?
show ya.
What?
Elliot was not pleased.
Oh.
Elliot, when are you streaming now? Are you doing morning streams?
I don't know, man. Now that I have the option to stream again, it kind of thrown me off. I'm just getting into a rhythm of. I set up a template for pre-recorded streams, and I want to keep doing that because that's the best way to do. So I'm thinking I'm gonna, after I drop off my daughter at school, I'm gonna come back and do live streaming here, but I want to do it through OBS so I can show some advertising and stuff like that.
Well, everyone's going to have to go to OBS, right? Because of the Hangout disappearance.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure it out.
That's going to be hard.
Here pretty soon.
The OBS doesn't, well, for my Mac, it doesn't give me an option. I have to look into it, but there's some things I got to do to get it to work, so I can include other people. Unless I start using Skype.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to switch to Skype and OBS.
The Skype on my system historically is not very good, so I don't know about that. You think they're trying to? You think that there's a concern about people like us trying to get together? That's why.
Get together. Yeah. Oh, you mean like people that might be leaning conservative,
right?
Type stuff, or just even moderate. So I consider myself a moderate. So yeah. That the thought has crossed my mind that might be part of the intent with the elections coming up. Is that all this has been about a slow purge?
Yep. Did you watch the Project Veritas video?
I heard something about it where they're. Now these are the guys I think during the election, right? They would sneak in with cameras. They'd sit down and have conversations and just wait for somebody to kind of blurt out something dumb, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then they did that with. Is she a Google exec?
Yep, Google. They had an interview with someone from Google who didn't want to be named. They had an interview with somebody from YouTube, I think, and Pinterest. And they're all it's all corroborating. Yeah, they're just straight up being freaking fascists, man. They're like, we want to silence the voices because we don't want we don't want Trump getting elected again.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like that should be concerning for everybody. And I know people like to sit on the sidelines and say, at least it's happening to people that might be considered political enemies. But it's like, look, man, if they're going to do that to them, they're going to do it to you. So, there's there's no good thing that comes from that type of behavior.
Yeah.
And Google or YouTube. Now Google owns YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. YouTube, I mean, this is such a loud voice for people. I mean, look at it. I mean, now a single citizen, individual, it's almost like a hierarchy, right? Like, it used to be that TV would reach out to millions, but now it's like you have YouTube, which also has pretty much potential to reach out. If you're a PewDiePie or whatever, you have that potential to reach, 60 million. I don't know how many subs he has now. But I mean, that's like huge. That's huge. So even Mike has, what do you have now, Mike? You have
6,500
subs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mike now has the ability to reach out to potentially, 6,500 people, a good percentage of which are most likely in the States, and, have an influence on them. So if you were trying to, quiet dissent, definitely people like Sargon of Akkad, or, these larger people, but even Mike. I mean, Mike is a single individual reaching out to 6,500 people. I mean, that's an influence. So, yeah. I mean, Mike is for the most part, preaching to the choir. In that a lot of the people that his channel kind of cultivates are Christian and I'm sure conservative. But look, I'm sure there's a lot of middle of the road guys too that are moderates or maybe even liberals that have some overlap and agreement. And definitely when you're thinking about censorship and who's what side of the aisle is kind of like, well, whatever, turning a blind eye to it, that might force more people over to the right. So yeah, I mean, it's these are things, and I think about that too. When I think about conspiracy theories and all that, I think about like think tanks. I'm like, there's think tanks out there, and these guys are working 40 plus hours every week. Every time we're out here goofing off, there's somebody very smart, way smarter than I am, sitting in a room trying to figure out ways of manipulating society.
Yeah.
And I find that concerning. So even though it seems easy to kind of shrug off a conspiracy idea, I'm like, well, that's what these guys try to figure out all day long while we're working our 9 to 5, drawing comics or building bridges or working in factories. There's people that get paid just to sit and think about how to manipulate you.
Yep.
A lot of people too.
It's true. Liam for $5 says, imagine the last election without Antifa footage or footage of the lefties carrying on. Out of sight, out of mind. Evil hides. It doesn't want daylight. John Burnenstone says, hey Mike, before you wrap up, can I shamelessly plug my humble Indiegogo campaign? You can do that in the chat all you want, brother, but it's Doom Kicker night.
Woo!
So I'm going to shift this real quick before I do wrap it up, transitioning to all Doom Kicker, well, a little bit of Soul of the Soldier, but all Doom Kicker and a little bit of Soul of the Soldier. So Doom Kicker, a 96-page.
96 pages. That's huge, man.
I know. I'll slap his bald head. Supernatural tale of suspense coming at you fast from Elliot Fernandez and Doug Tenapel. Whatever. Elliot, you're currently sitting at $34,525. How do you feel? What are you going to do next?
I'm going to Disney World. No, not at all.
No, you're in your last day of the campaign.
Yeah. I'm going to be drinking some coffee later and throwing out some advertisements and do some live streaming.
You got to be humping and pumping, man. This is 24 hours. You can't sleep.
I know.
Yeah, well, you can sleep, but the tail end of this, you cannot sleep. So, yeah, like your last 10, 12 hours should be streaming all day, all the time. I'll come on, whatever. I'm sure Mike will come on. We'll all come on.
Yeah,
or you come on here.
Get on anybody's channel you can as well. Spread it out. I got in the last 2 days. I got on that Star Wars girl, and I got on Geeks and Gamers, and I was on your channel for a minute when you finally live streamed. And then I just pressed the final hours on my own channel. So
Yeah, now would probably not be the right time to approach that Star Wars girl. So has there been any update on that?
they found her car. It sounds like
Oh no.
They
in
found the
like
car, like
yeah in some
physically. They have it in custody.
oh I don't know. I think it was just spotted. That's the last. She put an update on YouTube. I could go find him.
For those that don't know, if you live in the California area, that Star Wars girl has a younger sister that is 22, which now makes me think that Anna is probably not 23. Maybe, but she's somewhere between 23 and 25, so she's probably 24.
She said, "We have a lead on my sister, or at least her car. Someone said they spotted it in Stockton, California. My cousin is there at the location now, getting footage from the surveillance of the local businesses.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So hopefully something."
Yeah, so this girl, just for anyone that doesn't know, she disappeared in the middle of the day, and no one's seen her. Her birthday has come and passed. Nobody's heard from her in her family, so it does seem to be that there is a potential. I mean, I don't know, unless the girl might be prone to disappearing, or maybe secretly a drug addict or something. Otherwise it seems like it could be some kind of nefarious stuff going on. But yeah, she's been missing now for about 6-7 days.
Let's do an update here. Star Wars Girl 77, I was sent this screenshot. This is the general area my sister's phone is in. If you are in the Lodi, California area, please keep your eyes peeled for her and her car. So that is by the 12 between Sam and Sacramento, South Ham and Lower Sacramento Road in Lodi. And this is a picture of Ellen and her car. So please, if you know anybody, if you're on Twitter and you have friends in that area, please tweet them, message them. If you're on Facebook, whatever, please let's find her.
Let's get it resolved. And none of business said it makes sense that she hasn't showed up for work. So even more so, it doesn't seem like it's just a 22-year-old that took time off.
Right.
So, I mean, it could be. I mean, anything's possible. But I don't know. I don't know the girl. I don't know what she's like personality-wise. But it doesn't seem like it would be normal behavior for most of us. So, if you recognize the girl, if you're in California, I think they're looking in. Is that Southern California now?
Lodi? No, I think that's.
Where was it? They said they thought they saw her
Stockton,
at. Stockton,
that is also Northern California.
Stockton? Oh, that's still Northern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bay Area.
Sketch Therapy says, I bet she's like 5 foot. Probably. I think Anna and them are all kind of short. Yeah. Around 5. Maybe 5.
They're on the Hobbit end of the spectrum.
Yeah. Mike knows. Mike knows what that's like. I'm 5'6", dude.
5'7".
No, you're like 5'6", 3/4. But you do
call
what
that 5'6".
Mike does what
nobody calls that 5'6".
Yeah, Mike does what the little people call tightening. They frown upon
brother.
it. You don't round up in the little people community.
You don't round down at all.
No.
Unless you're 5 and 5'6" and 1/4, you don't round down. You're 5'6".
You do if you're a humble hobbit.
Oh brother. All right, back to Doom Kicker. Elliot, pitch Doom Kicker to the 100 some odd people watching. So.
Yeah. Doom Kicker is a supernatural suspense thriller dealing with an everyman named Hank Blackwell. He's a down on his luck security guard working for this factory in a small town in West Virginia, and he encounters a bit of supernatural shenanigans happening in the town, even as he tries to confront certain weird events that are going on surrounding some of the certain what do you call those places? Hotspots around town. And he discovers there's a conspiracy that even involves the sheriff and some other people. And as he continues to delve into it, he uncovers an even greater threat that actually can affect even the whole world. and he has to make some decisions about his life, about his joy, and about his fears to overcome this, but not without also possibly losing his soul. So it's an endearing story about a man and his wife and their family, but it's also an action-packed thriller about spooky stuff and crazy monsters and interdimensional beings. Much in the and now that we're kind of coming up on Stranger Things, it's kind of a bit of Stranger Things meets H.P. Lovecraft in a way.
Meets
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of
Jaws.
cool stuff. I'm really excited to draw it. I've been working digitally